Yo, what's up? We back, man. You already know. Thanks for the support as always. Thanks for the continued support. Um, we really building. I'm liking the momentum. I'm liking the way we trending. We're gonna keep it where we at. We always gonna keep it where we at. But if your first time here, first time viewing me, like, share, subscribe, comment. You know what I mean? Let me know if this your first time here. Let me welcome you to the real rap thing we got going on over here with politics on the corner. Y'all see the title, man. Like I said, y'all always know I always got to have something that makes sense to talk about. This makes perfect sense. Um, I don't even really know where to begin at, to be honest. We talked about this if y'all tune into the podcast on Tuesday night from beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Don Miller Show podcast, Drinking and Judging. You can Facebook it, you can YouTube it. Let's go, man. Like we kind of, like I said, we kind of touched on this, but I couldn't really expound on it the way I wanted to. Um, I've been paying attention and I've been following it, and I think it's really one of them things that, um, especially us as black men, right? Now I don't know what it feel like to be on Kanye's level. I ain't gonna sit here and pretend, fraud, or nothing like that, right? But I know that when you come from the inner city, man, and you obtain any level of success, right? Now there's levels of success, no doubt about it, and success is subjective as well, right? But in the court of public opinion, right, when you can look on the TV and see somebody win an award or valued at X amount of millions of billions, you immediately attach that with a level of supreme success, right? Um, it feels like as a black man that, especially like I said, especially coming from those environments, that they really be on some shut up and enjoy whatever we let you get. You know what I'm saying? Not the fact that you worked for it, not the fact you overcame a bunch of stuff, but we would deem what you deserve. We would deem not what you actually deserve, not based off the work you put in, not based off your ideas, your creativity, your artistic prowess, none of them type things, right? It's based off of we're going to let you get this one, right? Behave, chill out, and enjoy it. You know what I mean? And it's like, what are you talking about? I deserve what I earned. I deserve what's based off of here, and this had the heart to go after. You know what I mean? So now I'm supposed to dumb myself down and be quiet and not tell the truth about the people that's, in all intents and purposes, cutting my check, right? Now, I'm seeing the narrative of Kanye's mental health things, and he's sick and he's spiraling and all these other things. And you know what? Unfortunately, anytime you go against the grain of what the majority of the people are doing, they're gonna try to put that. They're gonna try to put something on you. You're difficult to work with. You're you're crazy. You're what's the other one? Not rebellious. What's the other one? You're radical. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna get all these labels and all these titles, right? And the sick part about it is that they can run with that narrative, and they don't even got to explain the narrative, right? Because what you're doing is already going against the norm. So it's already going to raise eyebrows because although your peers may feel this way, right? And other people that came before you know all these things to be facts. They don't have the guts. They don't have that. I want to say something else, but they don't have that in them to tell the truth. To be honest, why? Because black folk always scared to lose something. A dude that's from the hood that's now living in a 12,000, 14,000, 20,000 square foot house, they worst fear is going back to the hood. Let's be clear. At this point, they worst fear is going back to the hood. And you ain't even gotta have success or have comfortabilities and amenities on that scale to want to be scared to go back to the hood. Not because you're scared, just like, yo, I'm scared to be broke again. I know what it feels like to be broke, and that's really what I'm trying to say. Not necessarily I'm scared to go back to the hood. I'm scared to be broke again, right? I know what it feels like to be broke, and I don't want that feeling ever again. So let me sit over here and play nice. Let me listen to Master, right? And take whatever it is I can take, and I'm afforded the access to take, right? So now all they gotta do is put a label on you. Like I said, they already seen that this ain't normal. People looking around like, what's wrong with them? This ain't normal, right? So they could put that title on you, that jacket, that label, and they ain't gotta explain nothing. They point to the screen like, look at him, look what he's doing, look how he's acting. They know in their hearts of hearts he's telling the truth. But now they gotta deflect, and they gotta have the victimization, they gotta have all these type of games, right? And we fall for it. Because the average person in the world ain't got nothing to do with your race, religion, ethnic background, upbringing. Y'all already morally, integrity could be bought. You're already on shaky ground. Let's call it a spade a spade. You already on shaky ground when it comes to that. Right? Look through history. Everybody Kanye is not the first person to make these statements towards that particular group of people. Not the whole. Yo, let me say this real quick. Stop with this narrative of people racist against Jews or people that is anti-Semitic. That's not what's going on right now. They can throw these action words out there. They can throw these key words out there, and y'all fall for it like. So much stuff I want to say, but I'm gonna keep it PG. But y'all fall right for it. The banana in the tailpipe. That's the most PG-13 thing I can come up with right now. But stop it, man. Actually listen to what that man's saying. And I forgot my notes. I had wrote this down. I had a chronological order of things that he said during this period, right? But let's just say it started with the White Lives Matter shirt, right? Think about it. It started with the White Lives Matter shirt. Kanye wasn't canceled. Matter of fact, let's go back a little bit before, right? Because Kanye been saying weird stuff for a minute, right? Let's call a spade, right? And this ain't no way in defense to say that dude hasn't said wild stuff that didn't make no sense. That's not that. And I'm about to highlight some key things that he said that didn't make no sense. Y'all remember when he came out and he was saying something about this before him and Kim Kardashian got married, right? And I think Obama had just got in office, maybe the first time. And he made a statement to the effect of, my girl is the most influential female in the world, or something to that effect. Pretty much saying because she can go on IG right now and pose in a two-piece bathing suit on some sexualization type time, and Michelle doesn't have the affordability to be able to do that because of the position she holds. Kanye, what are you saying? So you're saying that Michelle Obama, okay, got it. You're saying Kim Kardashian contributes to our society and way of life more than Michelle Obama do, I guess? I guess. Okay. That didn't make no sense. He missed the mark with me. I'm never going to be able to comprehend that. Right? He hit you with the, but he didn't get canceled for that. And when I say cancel, I'm not talking about you nobody people that be on Twitter with your Twitter fingers talking about I'm done with him, I'm never buying a pair of Yeezys again. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the powers that be that you just seen that pulled all his contracts and is trying to bankrupt them. That's the people I'm talking about. Were canceled. So let's be clear. Right? So he wasn't canceled for the Michelle Obama comment, right? He wasn't canceled when he said George Bush doesn't like black people. After the Hurricane Katrina catastrophe and how long it took to get aid to the people that were suffering, people was dying, people were trapped, Like, it took a long time to get them aid. But one thing he did was fly over a helicopter. He was in a helicopter, flew over the wreckage in a catastrophe and looking way up above. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that image is still burnt in the minds and heads of those who are native to that area. You know what I'm saying? He did get canceled for that. Walk with me. He did get canceled for that. Slavery was a choice. Yeah, slavery was a choice. Anybody with a half a marble understands how ignorant that statement was. Um, he said it because he felt like because of the number of slaves and the amount of time that people were enslaved, they could have had a major revolt. But he don't understand the bigger picture. He don't understand the psychological factor. He don't understand all the things that came with doing that, right? So he missed the mark again. Totally missed the mark. He wasn't canceled for that. When he ran on stage with the Taylor Swift thing, right? Because remember, they tried to cancel Will Smith, right, for smacking Chris Rock, right? But when he went on the stage, it snatched the award snatched the microphone from the white girl, saying Beyonce deserved this award. She had album of the year or video of the year, whatever the case was. People was talking. He didn't get canceled for that. So I don't bring up two incidents, public incidents or public things, public knowledge that involved two white people, right? He wasn't canceled. Wasn't canceled. This whole fiasco with him and the mother of his children and all that, like, you know, I get a lot of points that he make with this. Some things he may take too far, definitely. But regardless of your opinion, he wasn't canceled for that, right? He come out and he attacks. He verbally attacks at his fashion show when he displayed the White Lives Matter stuff, and he verbally attacked the CEO of Louis Vuitton, right? Saying pretty much Louis Vuitton killed his friend or his mentor. His mentor was Virgil Abloh, however you say his last name. Pardon me, I mean no disrespect if I said that wrong. But the guy Virgil, who was a controller, who was behind a lot of the creative ideas at Louis Vuitton, who really didn't get his flowers till he was on his deathbed, right? But he attacked him verbally, called them out. Prior to this, he called out the fashion industry heads, pretty much saying how y'all lock black people out of, how y'all lock black people out and then y'all steal black people ideas, right? How y'all won't let us really present our forward talents to the world because, you know, it's an industry where it's like the NFL for us. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, he's been said this years ago where he was really trying to launch his stuff and get his ideas off the ground and really, you know, present his pieces to the world, and he felt like he was blocked from doing it, which had a lot of validity to it, but he wasn't, because he just attacked that, right? He wasn't canceled for that. So he gets attacked for saying that pretty much the powers that be, the people that run and control a lot of what we do, like whether it's media, whether it's technology giants, whether it's professional sports, when it comes to ownership, right? Whether it's definitely in the entertainment industry, definitely definitely in the fashion industry, right? But he said Jews specifically, Jews, right? This time he came out and said the word Jew. Then he said, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jews. Right? Oh, and I'm skipping one thing he did. Because it's important today. You gotta go back to come forward for it to make sense. I think about a month and some change ago, it came out saying that Kanye and Adidas was at odds over the Yeezy line, right? Contract at odds, the way they was rolling the product out, um, the way they were just managing that brand as a whole, they were at odds. Yeezy went, Kanye, um, that's what Kanye came out and said, they're stealing my ideas and they're using them as their own, right? That's when he came out and he made that statement. He made another statement to go along with that. I just can't remember that right this second, right? And he says, they stealing my ideas, they stealing my creative juices, and they're using them as their own, right? So then, word comes out that Kanye went into a board meeting over at Adidas. He put on a pornographic tape or CD, whatever it was. He put on a porno, and he sat down and they watched the porno. And everybody in the room was uncomfortable, right? And he says, and he asks, how uncomfortable are y'all right now? Oh yeah, Kanye, we're mildly uncomfortable right now. We don't understand what's going on here, and this ain't cool. And he says, great, now y'all know how I feel when y'all steal my ideas and use them as your own. Does that sound like a crazy person to you? Or was that very calculated? To me, that was extremely calculated. And there's nothing crazy about that. That was extremely calculated and it hit its mark. And to me, that doesn't equate to a person going insane. Right? So then it leads up to the White Lives Matter shirt. And now, but listen, still wasn't canceled. Still wasn't a big uproar. He still wasn't anti-Semitic at this point. And then, Adidas come out a little while ago, people, and they say how they in charge of how they have the patent to the Yeezy sneaks, the colorways, yada, right? Peep the play. Kanye has the brand name patent of Yeezy, right? He's patented that name Yeezy. And I think he has a slides that has patent that he personally owns the patent to. But the actual sneak, the material of the sneaks, the colorways of the sneaks is owned by Adidas, right? So they wanted to be known of what they own. So this was the first dude, stay in your lane, play your position. Okay, came out and made that public. They had no reason to release that public information, right? So then when he wear the White Lives Matter shirt, now Adidas releases Kanye's and Adidas partnership is under further review into further notice. Then they start tagging them with the anti-Semitic stuff and whatever. Now it's Adidas severed ties with Kanye West, right? The patents, the patents for the colorways and the sneaks and all that stay here at Adidas. He could take the name. We gotta take the name off, but we still gonna sell these sneaks. You just can't call them Yeezys no more, right? Adidas, let me enlighten you to something. I think you're bugging, right? But let me enlighten you to something. The average person not gonna wear them shoes. What you gonna call them? Leezys? Like, I don't know what you're gonna call them, right? But the average person is not gonna wear them shoes. They was wearing them shoes because they were Yeezys, and they feel like because of the amount they cost, and being Yeezys, they thought they was on something special, right? Kanye helped y'all bridge the gap between y'all old way of thinking with the shell toes, the Stan Smiths, the high top, the top tens, the pro forms, You know what I'm saying? Andre Agassiz and stuff like that. They help segue y'all. Kanye helped segue to the new generation, the new millennium. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody 15 years old wearing top 10s. They wearing Yeezys. You understand what I'm saying? The average one. The average. They ain't rocking with that like they was if it wasn't like that. You still think you're going to do a bill a year? You really still think you're going to do a half a bill a year? I think y'all be lucky if y'all did 20 or 30 million, which I know costs way more. Like, oh, I can't say that because y'all gonna slow down on marketing and all that too. You know what I mean? It don't cost to make. It don't cost nothing to make them, so I can't say it costs more for y'all to produce them because that's a lie. It costs y'all like 3 cents to make them shoes, right? But if you think that, oh yeah, it's the shoe that they love, it's the colorways, and Jeezy and Kanye really ain't had nothing to do with that. 80% of that was Kanye. And the shoe was terrible, by the way. It looks terrible. Let me be honest with you. The shoe looks terrible. Even with a Yeezy on it, it looks terrible. Right? So y'all come out and say pretty much we're done. Boom, boom. We're going to lose $250 million this quarter. At least 250. I think it's like 325 actually, but at least 250. So $250 million you're going to lose this quarter. And you think that you're going to take this initial hit, then it's going to go back up. That's really what you think. Don't worry about it. Y'all get a lot of people to get paid to understand this stuff already. So he gets canceled. He gets called crazy. He gets called all these things. And it's a bunch of bullcrap, right? Now, it's not an attack on the Jewish culture as a whole. It's an attack on the powers that be that are pushing and controlling and manipulating people within the Jewish culture. Unfortunately, y'all got some bad people amongst y'all who hide amongst the greater good. Now, he could have done a better job at framing exactly what he was talking about. I agree with that wholeheartedly, right? Because that's just like being Muslim and them talking about extremists and they saying all Muslims are extremists, or you know the Muslims, you know they're extremists. Right? And that's like, no, that's not, no. You're talking about a particular sect of people within that culture. So he's dead wrong for that part. I acknowledge that wholeheartedly. No rebuttal from me on that. But he's not talking about all Jewish people. That's not an attack on the Jewish culture. You're not talking about the person that lives next to you that's Jewish. Not talking about that. He talking about those people that's owners in the NFL that don't want to let a black person get in. He talking about them powers that be within the fashion industry that put glass ceilings on black folk. You talking about people within that music industry that won't allow black people to open up a publishing or a distribution company. Or not a publishing company, a distribution company. Right? You're talking about those people. You're talking about those powers that be that own Hollywood that won't let you get a dime. Right? Tyler Perry had to go get it his own way. Right? That's what he's talking about, specific people. So let's get that clear and stop the nonsense, man. Stop the madness. And all of them still not bad. It's just like all police ain't bad. It's just you got bad people amongst y'all and ain't nobody standing up to them. That's what the issue is with that. But everything Kanye has done has been calculated, thought out, and executed. Like, I don't see what the crazy part. Like I said, the only reason why you can call that man crazy is because who he's going against. He's going against the people that's literally cutting his checks. Or holding his money. Because now you got J. P. Morgan talking about, come get all your bread. Right? You got Balenciaga just ended a partnership with him. I didn't know that Balenciaga made the clothes for the students that went to the Darden Academy. I didn't realize that. Right? But that partnership has ended, right? We know Adidas, CAA, the Creative Arts Agency or something like that, right? Has pretty much has terminated him as a for them representing him as agents. They canceled that. Def Jam ended their partnership with this good music label, but we know who runs Def Jam, right? He tried to go up in sketches with a camera crew. See, all this is calculated. A crazy person ain't think about going to sketches with a camera crew, right? No, he want all this documented. pay attention. Right? And I'm probably missing other people that's in the partnerships with this guy, whatever the case may be. But I mean, you get the picture, right? You see, he can speak on all these other things, talk about all these other groups, but he mentioned the truth. But he was wilding with the other stuff. But then he told the truth, actual truth about this, and now he goes through a heartache, or he goes through this level of controversy with losing money. You know what I mean? And if that don't show you what he's talking about even louder, see, that's the part I think y'all missing. Now it should be screaming at y'all what he's trying to convey to y'all, like, oh shoot, we didn't know it was this serious, this deep, and they had that much influence. Now it should be alarmingly clear, like, yo, this is crazy on this level. Nobody should be able to do this on this level, especially for what he actually said, right? You had other people previous that said something. Tupac had a whole album down there talking about this. The album got canceled, right? But he had a song, Me Against the World. At the song Me Against the World, there was an outro. On the outro, he was actually saying stuff about Jewish people, about these Jewish people, right? Pay attention, right? Prince in his music catalog, he was fighting the Jewish people. Same thing with Michael Jackson. Same thing with Whitney Houston, right? Jay-Z, he got a whole song called The Story of OJ. Pay attention. Right? But it doesn't scream what Kanye's screaming, but it's saying the same exact thing. Like, y'all need to catch up. We all know Prodigy was the same thing with Prodigy. He had some music, he had some lyrics that he had to remove, or they weren't going to release the project. Why? Because he's trying to release it through the people that he's talking about. But yet, he can talk about killing 1,000 million black people, genocide. He could talk about impregnating, pistol whipping black women and impregnating them and leaving them and kicking them down the steps and all this other, you know what I'm saying? Selling drugs to black women that are pregnant. You could talk about all these crazy lyrics and crazy things, and that's not canceled. They don't make you change your word of it. The more violence that you are perpetrating to the black face, the better. That's what I got out of that. If y'all got anything less than that, then y'all tripping. Like, but this man is not crazy. Y'all crazy for not catching up. Because everything he's saying about these people, they are doing right this second. But what happens is a narrative is created. Like I said, they can label you as crazy. They can label you as whatever. And then look what he just said. Look what he just did. It's not crazy, right? I got PTSD and all kinds of other mental stuff going on up there. So somebody come up to me, they try to harm me, and I dog walk them. Am I doing that because I got PTSD, or I did that because you violated? I did it because you violated. The other stuff didn't help none. But the reason why this is happening to you right now is because you violated. Don't get the two confused, man. And don't let people use excuses against us. The black people has never stood up from black people on that scale when they have tried. They want people to stand out. They want people to get up and say something. They want people to get off the couch. But then you want to leave them out there to dry when they do get off the couch. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of examples of this. There's plenty of examples. This ain't the first rodeo on this. Wake up out there, pay attention, realize what's going on. This ain't got nothing to do with no racism. It has something to do with the power structure that has been in place for a long time that people are ignoring. And when someone doesn't ignore and they speak on it, this is what happens when you're on that level. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. I appreciate y'all, man, as always, man. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I'll be right back with y'all, man. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what's going on in y'all minds. I told y'all what's going on in my mind. I could have made this a little longer, but I'm really wrapped out right now. But appreciate y'all, man.